So how do you build your confidence when you first get started in business? Now, this is a question that one of our clients asked us, and I'm so glad they did. We're actually going to really dive into today, like how to build that confidence so that you can show up the way that you want to, not only in your personal life, but also in your business. Now, having been business owners for like 12 years, having to go through working LAPD full-time, her working inside of the hospital full-time, while also still juggling our kids and trying to grow a business, we actually didn't know the steps that we're going to share with you here today to be able to build that confidence, because being a police officer doesn't automatically make you good at social media and at selling and at growing a business and coaching and all of those things. Now, having gone through that over 12 years, I wish we had the framework that we're going to talk about here today to really help guide you through how to build that confidence when you first get started. Because confidence is one of those things that when you show up with confidence, you will basically be telling the other person just how much you can actually help them. And I truly believe that every single one of you guys, every single person who's watching this video has a powerful thing that they can help change someone's life with forever. The more confidence that you have with it, the more that it's going to be felt by that other person. And when they feel it, they're going to lean into it and they're going to change their life too. So building confidence isn't necessarily all about you. It's all about you being able to confidently serve someone else and get them to see that that's possible. So we're going to break that today into 3 different steps. Number 1 is the mindset. Number 2 is the tactics. And number 3 is getting yourself to show up and to take action on it. So you ready to do that?
Yeah.
Let's go. It's time to redefine leadership. Welcome to Modern Leadership, where we see things differently. Our channel is all about empowering entrepreneurs like you to achieve the next level of success in business and life. We believe that you can create a massive impact in the world without compromising your personal life or family time to do so.
We're committed to providing you with actionable tips and strategies weekly to make that possible. So if you're ready to become a modern leader and make a lasting difference in the world, consider subscribing. Turn on notifications and dive into our community. We want to thank you for being here because the world needs your leadership now more than ever. Let's go. So what is one, because there can be a lot of different elements for each of these, but I want you to really focus on one mindset shift that you had.
Yeah, like Teresa says, there could be a multitude of different ones, and I want you to tap into the one that's going to help you out the most. That being said, one of the things that I was about year 9 in my business, I was actually taught this principle by my life coach. And what she said is there's a difference between confidence and self-confidence. And when I understood this, I was like, wow, I didn't even realize that that was true. Now, confidence is something that is based off of the past. It's something you've done before. I remember having this conversation of like, hey, if you wanted to pour yourself some milk on your cereal and you've done it 1,000,000 times, how confident are you can do it without spilling it? Now, if you're our kids, probably not much confidence. But if you're us and we've done it so many times, you have confidence because of the past, because you've done it so many times. Mm-hmm. Now, the problem runs into, what if it's something you've never done before? That's where self-confidence comes in. Now, self-confidence is having the complete confidence in yourself, knowing that there's no outside evidence that you need to have that it's going to be possible, but also knowing that there's only 2 possible outcomes for doing that thing. Number 1 is you do it right, and number 2 is you learn. And I don't know about you guys, but number 2, when it comes to learning the different things that I've had to go through and struggle with, is the reason why you're seeing this video. It's the reason why we actually were able to leave our full-time jobs. It's the reason why we're able to make a huge impact in the world, because we weren't willing to continue to struggle through that problem, and we found a solution and we wanted to share it with the world. So oftentimes when things go right and they just happen automatically, I actually don't learn a powerful lesson that I can pass on to other people. It just, I don't know, maybe it was luck. But it's one of the times that I lean in anyway, right? Like they say, in order to be brave, you actually have to feel fear. And when you feel fear, then you do it anyway. That gives you the opportunity of being brave. So understanding that confidence has to do with the past. But if you've never done that thing before, I want you to tap into self-confidence, because self-confidence is basically saying that you have full confidence in yourself because you know that there's only 2 possible outcomes. You do it right or you don't, and you grow. Tapping into that will help you to reframe it in your brain so you can lean into that and not make it about you, but make it about the other person. So let's dive into the tactics now. So to back that up, you don't just want to have a great mindset, which is great, because then you don't know what to do. So if you had to boil it down to maybe one tactic that you could give them that could help them to take this kind of action, what would that be?
Yeah, and you touched on this a little bit, but for me personally, it was learning how to coach and ask questions. Because at the beginning of our business, we thought, well, we have a solution and we just need to tell people what that solution is and we can help them. However, everybody is different. And the solution that we had wasn't for everyone. So it's really about, like what you said, is making it about them. So I had to get really good about asking great questions so that I can really see like what their problem was. Maybe what I offered just wasn't for them, but I wouldn't know that if I didn't ask questions. So learning how to coach and really kind of get to what they truly want. And if my solution was the best for them, that's a super valuable skill to have and to use.
100%. And for those of you guys who don't understand the philosophies of coaching, because sometimes people think coaching is telling people what to do, it's just about getting curious. I call it putting my curiosity hat on and asking questions. So for example, let's say you're going to give a presentation in front of 9,000 law enforcement officers, right? Which is something that actually somebody reached out to me and asked me to speak for their community. Well, I can make it mean something about me, like what am I going to say? How do I know what I'm going to... And what it does is that spins me out of control and it gets me to not show up the way that I want to. Instead, what I do is I make it about them and I ask them questions. I say, tell me about some of the people in your audience. What kind of results would they want to have? What are some things you think they really want and need to learn right now? What are some challenges that they're going through that if I help them through would make this feel like the best webinar that's ever been given? And you see what happens is it makes it not about me, it makes it about them. And I got to tell you, people love it when you make it about them, which is what a coach does. A coach makes it about you, asking you powerful questions to dive in a few levels deep to really find out what is blocking you and what can get you unstuck. So really making it about them instead of you is a powerful tactic.
Okay, so now let's move on to how do you get yourself to actually show up?
100%. So it's when you think about content, when you think about learning, when you think about the things that you're like growing through, the skills you're developing, you actually can't use that stuff for you unless you take action. You can think of the most beautiful idea and strategy, but if you don't implement it, it's pointless. Now for us, how we do this is we make sure that we surround ourselves in an environment where other people are building self-confidence too. Other people are leaning in and other people believe in us, right? Sometimes you may not believe in yourself, but when you have the coattails of someone else who does believe you, sometimes that's all you need to go out there, to crush it, to learn your lesson, and to make it better next time. That's why we do what we do here. That's why we have our Modern Leadership YouTube channel and even our Inner Circle, where you take a deeper dive into some of the skills and some of the confidence building lessons that we have here on Modern Leadership. And it's really about putting yourself in a situation where somebody else knows, but also is there to support you along the way. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely hit the subscribe button if it's something you connect with, but learn a little bit more about our Inner Circle by clicking the join button below. This is where we take a deeper dive to really help you build that confidence and help you develop the skills so you do have confidence and self-confidence along the way. But lastly, I just want to say this, and that is like there's someone out there who needs what you have to offer them. They're sitting there praying for you to come across their newsfeed. They don't even know who you are yet, but what you have to them could impact and change their life forever. They need hope, they need strategies, and they need you to be willing to feel the feeling and do it anyway. Thank you for being willing to do that. And above all, keep leading from the front, team.